A discussion of Amazon Web Services storage is not complete without going through the AWS Storage Gateway. The AWS Storage Gateway basically is a local cache for a variety of types of storage. So it gives on premises access to what really ends up being stuff stored in the cloud. And so you get the benefit of the scalability of that cloud storage. It also means that you can use cloud storage locally because you have a local access point on your on premises network. Of course, that ends up meaning low network latency compared to accessing things over the internet, which can become congested at times. The Storage Gateway solution also supports cloud backup, and it fits seamlessly into your on premises network environment because the existing services that make a connection to the Storage Gateway don't even know that they're talking to AWS on the back end. So we're getting the benefits of cloud storage, and we'll talk about how that works exactly, while having local access to it because we have a local cache through the Storage Gateway. Now, when you configure the Storage Gateway, you have to have a Storage Gateway appliance. And that comes in a number of forms, such as an on-premises virtual machine that you would run. Now, you can download this, of course. Virtual machine environments that are supported on premises include VMware ESXi. Take note that it's not the same thing as VMware Workstation or Workstation Player. You can download a Storage Gateway appliance that will run in Microsoft Hyper-V and also in Linux KVM. But there are other options. You can also run the Storage Gateway appliance within an EC2 instance, or you can even go the physical route and have a dedicated standalone physical hardware appliance. Now, this would be supplied by Amazon Web Services. Either way, you need something running locally to serve as a cache in the Storage Gateway to present storage to on-premises servers and users. Now, the services that are offered include the AWS Storage Gateway S3 File Gateway, the FSX File Gateway, the Tape Gateway, and finally, the Volume Gateway. Well, that's great, but what do they mean? Let's start with the S3 File Gateway. What we're really talking about is simply having a local cache of files or objects stored in S3 buckets. So this means that it allows clients on premises to access this content using SMB, server message blocks, which is normally used for file sharing in Windows environments, and the equivalent in Linux and Unix called NFS, Network File System, mount points. Now with the File Gateway, your S3 objects can also be exposed even to other Amazon services like Amazon Athena. Athena is really a big data querying type of service. The Storage Gateway FSX File Gateway is essentially shared folders as they would appear to Windows clients that appear to be local on the network. So it's on-premises SMB file share access, but really it's stored in the cloud in an S3 bucket. Now, because it appears as a Windows file share, it means it also supports things like permissions and data deduplication. The next service offered by the Storage Gateway is the Tape Gateway for tape backups. So this allows for backups to the cloud, although this part of the Storage Gateway presents itself as an on-premises iSCSI virtual tape library or VTL. That means that your on-premises backup solutions think they're talking to real tape devices that are available on the local area network. Now, the virtual tapes that are a part of the Storage Gateway actually get stored in S3. You can even enable archiving for them over time. The last service offered is the Volume Gateway. The Volume Gateway presents itself as block storage, as an on-premises block storage device that servers can connect to through the iSCSI protocol. But in the end, of course, the volume data is actually stored in S3. Now, in order for on-premises devices, usually it's servers, but you also get some variants of Windows that can connect to iSCSI storage. What happens is you need to connect to that iSCSI block device using an iSCSI initiator. Now, that can come in the form of a network adapter card and a server, but usually the iSCSI initiator is simply software that you use to make a connection to an iSCSI target over the network. And then that iSCSI storage appears as local storage to the operating system. Pictured on the screen, we have a screenshot of creating a storage gateway configuration in the AWS console. Notice one of the first things we have to deal with under gateway options is whether we want to set up a gateway for S3 files, FSX, tape gateway, or volume gateway. And below that, we can select the platform on which we want to run our storage gateway appliance, whether it's VMware, Hyper-V, Linux KVM, EC2, or a hardware appliance.